Excel spreadsheet skills. Today in this video we're going to look at validation, which allows you to restrict data entry into certain cells to numbers, decimals, lists or dates. So I've got my Excel spreadsheet here and I've got these quantities. Now obviously I don't want people to be able to type in a text inside my quantity because all the quantities has to be a number. So what I can do is highlight all of my quantities, and under the data I can choose data validation, and under data validation I want it to be a whole number. Now quantity could be anything as long as it's a positive number. You can't have a negative quantity in stock. So I'm going to say it's got to be greater than or equal to 0, because the amount of stock I have of a particular product can be 0, and it can be anything greater than 0, but I don't want it to be anything less. Input message, I can decide to show an input message if I want to. So for the title I can put quantity. In the input message I can give a message. And finally, if they do, I can enter something wrong. I can say you must enter a valid number. Push OK. So now when I click on one of these, it's going to say, first of all it's going to give me a message. Finally, if I type in a negative number, -5, it's going to give me an error. I can click cancel. If I type in some text, again it'll give me an error. So I can type in a number and it works. Again, I could do the same for price. I don't want to have my prices to be a negative number. If I'm selling products, they need to be positive. So I'm going to choose decimal this time. Greater than or equal to 0. I might want to put the price of something to 0 if I want to give it away for free. But most of the time it's got to be greater than 0. Again, I can put an input message if I want to. I won't this time. And an error message if they type in something wrong. So now if I change this to £9.99, it works. But if I change it to text, it's not going to work. And if I change it to a minus number, it's not going to work. So those are the numbers and decimal. For my calculator, I want to select this to be a list. So rather than person typing the code, I want to make it a list. First of all, I need to name my range. To do this, I'm going to highlight all of my product codes, but not including the title. And at the top here, I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to simply call it product codes with no space, but a capital letter for codes. Enter. So now, this selection here is called product codes, as it shows at the top. For here, I'm going to say this has to be a list. My source, I can put equals. I can type in product codes. And I can push OK. Now when I select it, it's going to give me everything here, so I can quickly change. And if I wanted to, I could type in TV 2, 3, or TV2. So I'm not restricted to using the drop down, but if I want to, I can type it in. Again, I should type in an error message to say you must type in a correct product code, because that product code I've just typed in now is not part of the product codes list, so it's going to give me an error message, but that's not very clear. So what I would want to do is give a clear error message. Please type a valid product code. And that way, if I type something wrong, it will tell the user to enter a valid product code.